So in Esther chapter 1, verse 17 to 20, we'll just have a little quick look there. We're going to have a look at exactly what was going on here. The book of Esther. It's near the beginning of your Old Testament, sorry. Quite near the beginning. And we're going to look at what Vashti did and how the king responded. Wasn't happy, obviously. So it says here, for the queen's behaviour will become known to all women, so that they will despise their husbands in their eyes. That's not good, is it? And when they report, King Ahasuerus commanded Queen Vashti to be brought in before him, but she did not come. And the very day the noble ladies of Persia and Media will say to all the king's officials that they have heard of the behaviour of the queen. And thus there will be excessive contempt and wrath. And if it pleases the king, let a royal decree go out from him, and let it be recorded in the laws of the Persians and the Medes, so that it will not be altered, that Vashti shall come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her a royal position to another who is better than she. And then when the king's decree, which he will make, is proclaimed throughout all his empire, for it is great, all wives will honour their husbands, both great and small. So basically he's going to make a public example of her for disobeying. So when people are removed from positions of power in Scripture, there's normally something going on behind the scenes, and it's normally God ordained. And we see in this book, we don't see God mentioned at all, but we do see him working behind the scenes for the Jewish people. It's actually one of only two books. There's two books in the Bible where God is not mentioned. It's Song of Solomon and Esther. But we do see God's hand in here, even though we don't see him mentioned by name. But we see his hand on the Jewish people, and for good reason. We know the Messianic line has been attacked since the beginning. There's been many, many attacks on the Messianic line. We can't talk about them all today, but there has been, and it's been going on since the beginning, and it's still going on now. It's still going on today, isn't it? There's an attack on the Jewish line and on God's people. So Vashti was removed, and then there was auditions for the position of the queen. So they had auditions. So if you think about an audition, think about maybe, I don't know, Pop Idol or X Factor or something like that. There was auditions for the position. So there were auditions, and Hadassah was the name of the woman who came forward to audition. That was her Jewish name, but Esther was her cover name. And she was told by her cousin Mordecai, this is a very significant character in this story, Mordecai, to keep her Jewish identity a secret, with good reason. And in chapter 3, we see a bad guy turn up. In chapter 3, and that's Haman, wicked Haman. Now Haman, just like other bad guys in Scripture, is a type of Antichrist. So when you think about the Antichrist in Revelation and in the New Testament, look at these men like Haman, Pharaoh, Herod, Nebuchadnezzar, more modern people like Hitler, these wicked men with that anti-Semitic spirit about them as well. We see in Scripture King Ahab, one of the most, in fact, the most wicked king in the whole of the Bible. He was one of the most wicked. King Ahab, he had a wicked woman behind him. And these wicked men in the Bible, they teach us about what the Antichrist is going to look like in the last days, what he's going to look like. So in the Scriptures, particularly Esther, we see foreshadowing of what the last days will look like and what takes place. And this is going to be replayed. So what's happened before is going to happen again. And we see prophecies fulfilled. But we see a foreshadowing of that in the Hebrew Scriptures. So we go to Esther 3 now, if you wouldn't mind. We're going to jump over to chapter 3. Esther chapter 3. And Haman is going to deceive King Xerxes, or King Ahasuerus, as the Scripture says. And it says here, after these things, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set him seat above all the princes who were with him. So Haman was a descendant of the Agagites. Now the Agagites is believed to be linked to Agag, a title or name associated with the kings of the Amalekites, and a people who were long-standing enemies of Israel. And the Amalekites first appear in the biblical narrative during the Exodus when they attacked the Israelites at Rephidim, Exodus 17. And this enmity continued throughout Israel's history, culminating in God's command to King Saul to utterly destroy the Amalekites, including their king, King Agag. But Saul's failure to fully obey this command led to his rejection as king. So we see in Scripture God often makes some very harsh commands, doesn't he? Especially in the Hebrew Scriptures, to wipe out tribes, to get rid of every single one. And the reason he does this is because situations like this happen if they don't. You often find that these wicked lines of people, pagans, would rise up again later on, and they'd come back, and they'd come back with a vengeance, and they'd try and wipe out the Messianic line again. And obviously, no Messianic line, no Jesus. So it's important, isn't it? So it's a significant story. So we know that the association of Haman with the Agagites suggests a continuation of ancient hostility. The narrative in Esther portrays Haman as a descendant of this line and symbolising the enduring enmity between the Amalekites and the Israelites. So because of Saul's disobedience, we see this line continue, and then we see this spirit of Antichrist rise up again